Hi students, welcome in chemistry classes. And we are studying stereochemistry. In our last lecture, we have studied about the enantiomeric axis, and now our topic is geometrical isomerism. Geometrical isomerism is also known as cis or trans isomerism, or on broad level, it is also known as E and Z nomenclature. So what is it? Firstly, understand this. Actually, if we take any bond, okay, and if we restrict the rotation about this bond so that this bond cannot rotate, okay, so what will happen? The groups that are attached to this cannot move now, and if these groups are dissimilar, it means these are not same, these are different, then in such case it will give rise to an isomerism that is called the geometrical isomerism. So on the broad level we can say any isomerism that arises due to the restricted rotation about a bond in a molecule will be known as the geometrical isomerism. So basically the rotation about a bond can be hindered in two types of molecules. First type of molecules are having the double bond. Okay, if in a molecule a double bond is present, like C double bond C, or it may be C double bond N, or it may be N double bond N. In all such cases, there is a double bond present, so there is the restricted rotation. Okay, so in all such cases, there will be geometrical isomerism present. Okay, and the next case is the cyclic compounds. In cyclic compounds, there is single bond present, but the rotation about this single bond is restricted due to the formation of this ring. Okay, due to the formation of this ring, this bond cannot rotate now. So there is the restricted rotation. So if this is di-substituted, then it will give rise to the geometrical isomerism. Now see the conditions. What are the criteria for geometrical isomerism? One condition is that this bond, the rotation about this bond should be hindered. It means we can say first condition is restricted rotation about the bond, and another condition is that the two groups that are attached to the one carbon atom should be different. Two groups should not be same. Okay, these should be different. Means to say, if we have given a compound in this manner and here the groups are attached A, B, C and D, then the criteria is that A should not be equal to B and C should not be equal to D. Okay. Now see the first case of the geometrical isomerism due to the C double bond C bond. Okay. So in this case we know whenever there is a double bond present, in this case there will be a sigma bond and a pi bond perpendicular to this sigma bond. Okay, so there are two bonds that are perpendicular to each other. It means there is a restricted rotation about this double bond. So there will be geometrical isomerism present. So now we have to see the nomenclature in such cases, how we can name such type of compound. So first is the basic nomenclature thing is the cis and trans isomerism. In very general manner, we will use the cis and trans nomenclature. This is used in the compounds in which the two substituents, only two types of substituents are present. It means the compound is of type AB, C double bond C, AB. In such type of compounds, when the two same groups are present on the same side, then it will be called cis, and when they are present on the different side, they are called trans. Suppose this is the compound, sorry, this is C. If both the A groups are present on the same side, then this will be called cis isomer. Okay, and if these are present on the different side in this manner, then this isomer is called the trans isomer. But this type of nomenclature cannot be used in those cases where different substituents are present. It means more than two substituents are present, then we cannot use the cis trans isomerism. In those cases we have to use E and Z nomenclature. So now we will see E and Z nomenclature. Here the two terms means what? C. Z means geusamin, that means together. Okay, and E. E means entgegen, that means opposite. It means when the groups of the same priority are on the opposite side, then it will be E, and when the groups of the same priority are on the same side, then it will be called the Z isomer. So first thing what we have to do here, firstly we have to give the priority to the two groups if three different groups are present. Suppose this is our compound. Okay, so first thing we have to do, we have to put the priority on both the sides. Okay, we have to give the priority and we have to give the priority on both the sides according to the Kahn, Ingold and Prelog system that we have studied in the R&S nomenclature. So we have to give the priority. Suppose here the priority is 1 and 2 and here is the priority 1 and 2, and if the same priority groups are on the same side, then it will be called the Z isomer. But if these two groups are on the opposite side, suppose in this manner, then it will be called the E isomer. Okay, it means we can say if the high priority groups are on the same side in this manner and low priority groups are on the same side, then this will be called the Z isomer. Okay, and if high priority groups are on the opposite side, in this manner, then this will be called the E isomer. Okay. Okay, now understand this with the help of examples. Suppose we have taken this example. So see here, firstly we have to give the priority on the both side. So here the first priority will be for bromine and second for this hydrogen. Okay, similarly first will be for chlorine and second for fluorine. Okay, so we can see the first priority groups are on the same side. It means this is the Z isomer. Okay, similarly see here. Here the first priority will be for this and second for this. Okay, similarly now see here, this is COOH group, both here is the carbon atoms. Okay, now see to carbon, here is oxygen, oxygen, okay, and hydrogen, and here hydrogen, hydrogen and oxygen. So now see here, first priority will be for this and second for this. Okay, so this is E isomer. Okay, now see here, in this case first priority will be for this, second for this. Okay, similarly see here, first is for this and second for this, C2H5 group. Okay, so now first priority group are on the same side, then this is Z isomer. Now see the case whenever we have given a molecule in which more than one double bonds are present, and we have to generally give the name in such type of compounds. So what you have to do, firstly you have to select the longest chain containing the maximum number of double bonds. It means we have to start from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. It means this is a 6-membered ring. Okay, now what you have to do, you have to see the stereochemistry at both the double bonds. Firstly you have to see at the C2 carbon atom. So first priority will be for the COH group, second for this hydrogen. Similarly here is this hydrogen and this group, this is the second group. So first priority will be for this group and second for this hydrogen. It means at the C2 carbon atom the stereochemistry is Z, right? Similarly now see at this, here the first priority will be for this group, second for this hydrogen, first for this methyl group and second for this hydrogen. It means at C4 the stereochemistry is, here the stereochemistry is E and here the stereochemistry is Z, right? So the name of this compound will be 2E4Z, 2,4 hexene diene oic acid. Okay. Okay, now we have to see the geometrical isomerism due to C double bond N bond. Okay, in such cases you can see this carbon and this nitrogen both are sp2 hybridized. Okay, it means there is one sigma bond and one pi bond perpendicular to each other is present. Okay, and whenever two bonds are present perpendicular to each other, it means there is the restricted rotation about this double bond. It means this type of compounds will surely show the geometrical isomerism. Okay, so the example of such type of compounds are oximes, nitrones, hydrazones and semi-carbazones. So firstly we will see the case of the oximes because it is somewhat different. In the case of oximes, there is what is present? C double bond, N bond is present, but actually there is a OH group present in this manner. Okay, so in this type of cases we are not using the E and Z nomenclature. In this case we use syn and anti prefix. Whenever the hydrogen attached at this and the OH attached at this nitrogen are on the same side, then this is called the syn isomer, and whenever they are present on the opposite side, then this is called the anti isomer. Okay, in all other cases we use the E and Z nomenclature. So now we will see the examples. See firstly the example for the oximes. Okay, suppose we are taking an oxime. See here, in this case the hydrogen and OH groups are present on the opposite side. So this is the anti isomer. Okay, and you can also see the priority. See, always for the, if there is a lone pair of electron, then it will be given the lowest priority. Okay, this is the lowest priority group. So first priority will be for this OH group and second for this. Here the first priority will be for this phenyl group and second for this hydrogen. This will be called the anti isomer, or if you see the priority, this is the Z isomer. Okay, but this is anti isomer. Similarly, see another cases, if we are seeing the case of the nitrones. One example of each case you should see here. In this case you have to decide the priority and you have to use the E and Z nomenclature. So see here, in this case the first priority will be for this phenyl group and second priority will be for this methyl group. Okay, similarly here the first priority will be for this oxygen and second priority will be for this hydrogen. So this is actually called E-nitrone. Okay, similarly if we are seeing the case of the hydrazone, so in this case see one of the examples. Again you have to do the same thing, you have to decide the priority. So first priority will be for this nitrogen and second for this lone pair of electron. Okay, similarly here the first priority will be for this phenyl group and second for this methyl group. Okay, so now you can see these are on the opposite side, it means this is the E isomer, it means it is E hydrazone. Now see the next case of the semi-carbazone. So in this case the first priority will be for this phenyl, second for this, and here the first priority will be for this and second for this. So again this is the E isomer, it means this is E semi-carbazone. So in this way you have to decide the nomenclature in the case of the compounds containing C double bond N bond. Okay, now see the geometrical isomerism in the case of alicyclic compounds. Alicyclic compounds means cycloalkanes or cyclic compounds that are not aromatic. In such type of compounds, like this type of compound, okay, in such compounds the rotation about this single bond is hindered due to the formation of the cycle. Okay, and if such type of compounds are disubstituted, it means two substituents are present and both the substituents are on different carbon atoms, then they will show the geometrical isomerism. For example, if see this case, if there is one methyl group and this is another methyl group and the two methyl groups are present on the same site, then this will be called cis isomer. It means it will be cis 1,2-dimethyl cyclopropane. Okay, but if they are present on the opposite side, it means one methyl group is present in this side and another is present here. Okay, one is present above the plane, another is present below the plane, right? In this case this will be called the trans isomer. It means it is trans 1,2-dimethyl cyclopropane, right? Similarly, see the next example. If we are taking the example of cyclobutane, here we have taken the COOH group. If the two COOH groups are on the same site, then this is called the cis isomer, cis cyclobutane 1,2-dicarboxylic acid. And if they are present on the opposite side, then this is called the trans isomer. Okay, similarly see one example of the cyclohexane. If the two methyl groups are present on the same side, then this is called the cis isomer. Okay, cis 1,2-dimethyl cyclohexane. And if these are present on the opposite side, then this is called the trans isomer, right? Okay, now see this question from CSIR NET December 2013's question paper. Here we have asked the IUPAC name of this compound. Okay, so firstly you have to see the numbering. Okay, so numbering will start from here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, right? Now we have to see the configuration at this C2, C3. So for this just make you it's this type. This is Cl and here is a group that is in this manner. Okay, and here this is the CH2OH group and this is the hydrogen. Okay, and here these two groups are present, right? So here the first priority will be for the chlorine and second priority will be for this group, and here the first priority will be for this and second for this, right? So at the C2 we can say there is 2Z configuration, right? Now similarly see at this, so make this one. Okay, and here is a group present and this is the hydrogen, right? This is the group. Okay, now add this. This is the group that is present and this is the hydrogen. Okay, so you can see this is the E configuration. It means at the 4 this is E. Now you have to name the compound. So the naming will be 2Z 4E and at the 3 position chloro 3 chloro hexa diene at 2 and 4 position, hexa 2,4 diene, and then 1,6 diol. Okay, this is the name for this compound, right? Now see this question from June 2013 question paper. Here we have again asked the IUPAC name. So for this compound, what you have to do? Firstly, you have to do the numbering. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so this is 7-membered ring. Now firstly you have to see the configuration. This is the chiral atom. It's here you will see R and S nomenclature. Okay, so just make this carbon. This is the carbon at which this is the OH group. Okay, and this is the another group like this, and here will be the hydrogen in this manner. Okay, this is CS3 group. Okay, so the first priority will be for the OH and last will be for this hydrogen. Second will be for this group and third will be for this. So 1, 2, 3. This is going R. But this lower priority group, fourth group, is present on the above the plane side. So this will be now inverse. So it will be S configuration. Okay. So at the C2 carbon atom there is S configuration. Right, now see at this between C3 and C4 we have to see. Okay, this is the carbon atom and this is the hydrogen. Similarly here is the hydrogen and this is the carbon atom. So this is E configuration. Okay, so we can write here 2S and 3E, right, and then 7-phenyl. The ring is 7-membered, so right here hept 3-ene 2-ol. Okay, so this will be the name of this compound. So this is the way in which you have to do the questions based on the E and Z nomenclature, and I have told you all the things about the geometrical isomerism and E and Z nomenclature. I hope all you like this video, and if you are liking my videos, please comment us, please share the videos, and please subscribe the channel. Thank you.